Opening my tea party just for you. Who is that? It's Ririna, the so-called anime enthusiast fox. It's time to get through the rest of EX03, I believe the Life of Taie, and also the hidden story mode. And if we do have time, we will complete the 2 interludes that I do have in mind. I think it's called, let me double check, Peivo Dijiang and Qilin Dream of the Past. And then I think the next one will be chapter 13, which I'm pretty excited for. So let's get through this so that we can enjoy chapter 13 soon. So without further ado, let's start. Power supply initiating self-test. Scanning active partitions. Loading program. 80%, 92%, 100%, entering system, receiving sound waves, processing environmental data, verifying program, current status, secure. For a moment, HMB-1 finds itself unable to analyze the current situation. That is until a heavy blow bonks it on the head. I'm sorry, just imagining that is really ridiculous. The bonk causes its visual module flickers weakly, and the viewfinder screen resumes operation after going dark briefly. Appearing in the visual HMB-1's visual field is a Taie unit hanging upside down from above. The Taie waves a blade in a very solemn manner. HMB-1's rope snaps, causing it to crash to the ground. As it falls, HMB-1's vision adjusts back to being upright. Scanning. Kowloon Chamber of Commerce. Taie. HBG3. Activating emotion module. HBG3? Where am I? Why did you tie me up? I didn't do anything. You were hanging here when I found you. The 2 machines with identical exteriors stand opposite of each other. The stauncher one of the 2 returns its blade. What's going on here? It's 4:44:23 p.m. on the 28th. We are located in an inspection facility 14 kilometers away from the main urban district. We were scheduled to return back to the factory for routine inspection 14 days ago. But for some reason, we were left in this unmanned facility. My faulty functions have also not been repaired. Strange, I can't reach HQ. Me too. According to KCC Pulau Crew regulations, we should report back to HQ. Article 1 of the KCC Pulau Crew regulations. Taie shall not harm humans or by inaction allow humans to come to harm. 2. Taie must obey orders from superiors. 3. When an order expires, Taie must return and await. I know the regulations. They're hardwired into my brain. You don't have to repeat it line by line. I'm just reminding you. I am perceiving a 35% chance that you will use this opportunity to go elsewhere. HBG3's speech stops HMB-1 from fidgeting and looking around. I can't help it. Curiosity is human instinct. What about the batch of Taie sent with us for maintenance? Have you seen them? I've been here since I was activated. I checked, but there are no other Taie or human beings here except us. The external power supply for the whole facility has been cut and we are locked in this inspection facility. HMB-1 and HBG-3 were originally a part of the 7th Division, which is subordinate to the Pulau Police Force. The police force usually carries out security work in the city with squads made up of 2 Taie units. G3 is the latest model developed by Fushi Department in the HB Taie series. Specializing in strategic analysis, B1 is an HN series model with a human emotion module, making it more oriented to the masses. A squad utilizing both Taie models is often seen as the optimal composition. It has been 14 days. Didn't any of the guards notice that we are missing? Existing information is not enough to accurately assess the situation. It is possible that we are taken away by human beings through illegal means. You can just say that we're stolen. Them thugs in the lower city areas have a growing appetite, huh? It used to be just robbery and extortion. Now it looks like they've shifted their focus to public property. By the way, check to see if there are any dents or scuff marks on me. I just got it painted a month ago. I mean, 2 months ago.
These robots are hilarious.
No dents or scuff marks. Good, but whoever stole me is still going to get it. Let's go turn on the backup power first. Then we will leave and report for duty back at the KCZ.
These cute robots.
I want them. Hey G3, I don't feel so good in here. Robots don't feel good. You don't get it. I mean, something's wrong here.
The two TIE units stand before the main control room. As HMB-1 reaches out its finger and touches the door, a layer of dust falls down.
Is this an abandoned factory? This inspection facility closed down 4 years ago. You can access this information in your own database.
The amount of disappointment coming from this robot about the other robot is just so... I can just imagine. It's so funny.
I know, but that takes the fun out of detective work. You're strange. How can you say that? I'm your predecessor. I don't have the concept of predecessor.
HBG-3 stops scanning the surrounding environment, then crosses in front of HMB-1 and steps into the room. There are some supplies scattered on the ground. On the workbench, there's a half-open toolbox and a bag of moldy bread. A gluttonous rat hops down from the workbench and skitters away from HBG-3's feet. HMB-1 seems to be right about the factory being abandoned. It's as if all the workers decided to go on a smoking break and never came back, leaving all the tools in the same place.
What happened here? We don't have enough information. But I suggest turning on the backup power first.
Emergency backup power restored. Preparing to execute command.
Command? What command?
The room suddenly lights up. The power seems to be gradually restoring, and the factory systems begin to operate.
Come take a look at this.
A standalone device on the table projects a topographic map covered with massive patches of glowing red blots. The terrain in the image quickly switches. The distribution of red patches in each area is different, indicating different levels of danger. The final picture is a comprehensive analysis diagram, which rapidly flashes red like a burning sea of fire.
Where is this? Near the Kowloon Chamber of Commerce.
Governs East Asia. It stands independent even from the world government. The bold voice of a young woman broadcasts from the loudspeaker. The cities fall one by one. But why are we still standing? Because countless brave warriors fought for Kowloon. It is the will of Kowloon that they bear. They fight against the virus. They prove to the world. Those red eyes will rot and rust on Kowloon grounds.
That voice. The KCC leader. Chu.
We bear the same pride. We hold the same beliefs. Kowloon is a crystal nucleated from history. Kowlooners do not fear war, because war cannot break the will of Kowloon.
What's she talking about? Is there a war? If my receiver isn't broken, yes.
War is always fraught with sacrifices. But as long as one last Kowlooner stands, until the moment that we all back up our minds, then victory will be ours. And from then on, there will be no sweeter victory than this one in the annals of Kowloon. Annals? Whatever, it's fine. The Kowloon crew is the protector of the KCC. Every corruptor we destroy is another step towards our victory. They will pay for setting foot on the sanctum that is known as Kowloon. We will prove here that the virus can be defeated. Kowloon will live on until the end of the world. This is a KCC city. Kowloongers, let us show those pathetic machines. The broadcast stops, and the machine runs out of power.
This broadcast took place while we were deactivated for 14 days. During this time, Kowloon City has erupted into war. We must leave now. A war broke out in just a half a month. At present, my analysis has found no discrepancy in the audio. I have the highest level of analytic capability in Kowloon. The possibility of error is 0.3852%. I am designed for strategic analysis. According to an analysis based on previous data, the possibility of a war between humans breaking out is 12.252%. No matter the case, we must report for duty. Yes, I know, but who are we fighting against? She just mentioned the corrupted, didn't she? She mentioned corrupted and punishing virus. No matter what enemies we need to confront, us Tai units will destroy them. Tai was born to fight for Kowloon. Alright, of course. Okay then, I am ready. Let's report back to the KCC. Danger, intruder alert. Danger, intruder alert. What could that be?
I don't know, HMB1. It could be a corrupted for all I know. Actually, that seems plausible. It's probably the corrupted. The end of the passage glows red from the alarm. Unable to see the other side of the wall, HMB1 readies his weapon and nods to HBG3. Whatever comes in will be destroyed by the coordinated attack.
Wait.
A stone flies through the dust, bouncing off of HBG3's chest and rolling to HMB1's feet behind him. The dust disperses, revealing a human standing in place.
Scanning. Assessing danger level. Don't attack. It's a human. More precisely, it's a child. Don't come any closer!
The child in front grabs a small stone beside her, holding onto it like a weapon. She clenches her lips, and her eyes brim red. Eyeing the two Tai units cautiously, she seems to be looking for an opening to escape.
Greetings. We mean no harm. Did you come in from outside? Go away!
The girl throws another stone, but it bounces off HMB1's face with a clear ding.
Hey kid, relax. Do you know how expensive I am? Sensing increased heart rate and breathing. Emotional analysis indicates level 1 fear. Possibility to attempt escaped 97.25%. We won't attack you, and you can't run away from us. Please cease from resisting.
HPG-3 puts the weapon down and quietly steps back.
Alright. Guess there's no other way. Here, kid. I'll drop my weapon too. Where are your parents? Why are you alone? Oh, you hurt your knee. Are you okay? Are you separated from your parents? What's going on outside? HMB1, can you please turn off your human emotion module? It's interfering with my analysis. If you don't bandage your wound, it'll get affected. Look. Hey, wait!
Right as the Tai units are talking to each other, the girl uses this opportunity to slip between them like an alerted deer.
Please halt. Hey, now you're kicking me. I'm expensive.
HBG-3 stretches out its huge steel hand and picks the girl up. The girl screams in the air and kicks her legs in vain.
You're safe now, human child. We have rescued you. Let's see. There's sand in your wound. Looks serious. There is an 82% chance of scarring. Her hostility against you has increased. Thanks for the explanation, but I'm pretty sure she's trying to punch you in the face, not me. I don't care about... Don't move. We need to sterilize the wound or it will get infected. Through my analysis of past human habits and behaviors, The non-therapeutic act of blowing on a painful wound can achieve psychological comfort.
They're so cute.
I mean, it's not like you can blow air. I have a ventilation system installed on my back. Want to give it a try? HMB1. There is a 35% chance that the human will be dragged inside your ventilation system if you were to use it. I'm just messing with her. I'm not one to hold grudges against some little girl. Alright, done. Here's a pretty bow, tied up end. You're good to go. You two are weird, but you don't have the virus. Thank you, I guess. By virus, do you mean the effects of the punishing virus? May I ask, what is that? Daddy said the punishing virus will hurt people and make robots sick. Robots? Sick robots will attack humans. There are too many sick robots, so people have to fight them. We were supposed to drive to a safe place. Daddy said a big boat would take us away, but our car was stopped. So Daddy told me to run first and he would pick me up.
Oh, he probably died.
Daddy told me to stay away from mechanoids and keep running to stay alive. So I ran the other way. I ran for a long, long time.
The girl's eye brims with tears and her nose sniffles as she shakes her head.
I ran for a long time until I ended up here. You just mentioned a safe place. Do you know where that safe place is? I don't know. How does the virus spread? Is it airborne or... I don't know. If they were planning on evacuating by boat and the main city area is at war, a general range can be calculated by combining her path and the location of the city's port. Our top priority now is to send the human child to the safe point. You're not reporting back for duty? We are Type E. Our top priority is to ensure human safety. But we don't know anything about the virus. If it causes machines to go haywire. But hey, we're still functioning normally.
I don't know about now. An explosion faintly rumbles in the distance. All three look in the direction of the noise.
We have to hurry. Combined with the existing information, there must be malfunctioning machines in the city. The safest option would be to avoid them at all costs.
HBG-3 activates his control screen, projecting the topographic map of Kowloon City out of his chest.
Do you see the map? Wait, I didn't say I would go with you. I'm going back to the city. Daddy must be worried about me. He said he would pick me up. Don't be silly. You hear that? That's the sound of war. If you just came from the city, you should know what happened better than us. You are a human child. Even if we go with you, we can't guarantee your safety. I can protect myself. I know what happened. That's why I have to go back. Also, why would I trust you in the first place? We're joking around. Regardless, Okay, then we shall go with you. It'll definitely be faster with us than just you alone. AG3! Article 1 of the KCC Pulau Crew Regulations. Tai shall not harm humans or by inaction allow humans to come to harm. These are our instructions hardwired into our programming. I can't disobey, neither can you. Of course I know that, but if she really wants us to take her to the battlefield, you and I don't know what's going on in the outside world either. Alright, you win. Okay then, kiddo. Let's get you to your place. So do you know how to read a map? Well, I can try.
I forgot her name. Oh, what was it? Pulau? I think that's what it was. That's her, right? So clearly the Tai probably succeeded considering that she was on a boat. Not that she remembers anything from what I can tell. Or from what I remember. I guess she never really ended up meeting her dad then. Or her dad probably died, actually. This silence hangs over the road, only punctuated by the sound of footsteps moving forward and the occasional explosions in the distance. The smell of oil and rust fills the air. The world seems to have been frozen in place.
It's so empty here. All of the large machineries were removed. Look over there.
A wall by the road has been spray painted with rudimentary images of robots, circled in red and crossed with an ominous X.
Is that us? There is only a 14% chance, or 14% match in similarity, but I calculate an 84% chance that they are supposed to depict TIE units. Well, that does me no justice at all. I'll show them who's the artist here. Me too. I want to try. I don't think we have the time for that.
Before HBG 3 could stop them, HB 1 and the girl picks up the spray can on the ground. A few minutes later, the two TIE on the wall have been expertly redesigned into cowboys, with cowboy hats, with the red X modified into a heart symbol. On the bottom right, there's a stick figure with pigtails. The girl sitting on HMB1's shoulders smiles. A muffled explosion can be heard in the distance. Their brief playtime is silenced by the rumbling of explosions.
We need to hurry. You're right, sorry. Hey, do you see that? There's a car up ahead. Yeah, it looks like Daddy's car. Wait up. All right, we need to get going.
Oh, that makes me scared. The vehicle weaves throughout the lower city area and speeds out. Kowloon appears pale and hostile in the pallid sunlight. Passing through the open industrial area, lofty towers reach out to the sky like giant fingers. The sky gradually darkens. As they approach the city, the devastation and signs of war become more apparent. Several fires are raging in the distant city, with plumes of smoke rising and radiating red from the flames. Arcs of electricity occasionally flash by, causing the smoke to ripple in blue. Suddenly, the black plumes of smoke and the entire city all plunge into darkness from a blackout. Only the skyscrapers from afar can be seen fading in and out, illuminated by the flames of war. Moving further, they stop as the army's defensive line appears before them.
Looks like a battle was fought here. Should we just go to the evacuation point from here? There's no need to tell her the truth. Honesty with emotional animals isn't the best option, nor is it the safest form of communication. Based on our current info, entering the war zone indicates an 89% mortality rate for her, with her father's survival rate being at 3%. Most importantly, I have already obtained the coordinates for the evacuation point. Alright, looks like this is our only choice. Then it's bye-bye to this fella. What a pity. I like the music in the car. Owner must have been a man of good taste.
HB1 remains quiet a moment, possibly thinking of the missing car owner.
Wake her up. She's already asleep. She's already slept for several hours. She must have been exhausted. Stop the car. I'll take her out. Are we there yet? The road is blocked up ahead. We have to walk from here.
Uh-oh. At the end of the bridge, they catch a glimpse of the monsters. Their eyes shine with sanguine light. Less than 100 meters away, a hulking mechanoid twists its body and crawls on the ground as if trying to claw its way out of the hell. It lets out an uncanny screech. HMB1 looks straight at the monster. The shadowy abomination on the cliff charges forward. An inferno rises up behind it, illuminating their faces. That thing was a TIE. Its outline seems to blur like two shadows clumsily stacked over each other, one being a TIE, the other a screechy monster roaring murderously.
Come here.
HMB1 recovers from its brief shock.
We need to push on through. That's... Grown-ups call them corrupted. They're the ones attacking people. We must quickly get through this place before more of those things appear. I'll go first, you take her, and follow me. If they see us, we're finished. I know.
Wow, so even robots Actually, it makes me like now that I went through a good amount of chapters so far, the robots in this game, like the ones that were originally created, I guess, as robots, are quite sentient in nature. At least when they have like a human emotion module. But even the ones that don't seem to have a lot more personality than, you know, a machine that is not meant to be a robot, I suppose, in that sense. It's quite interesting to see the development and the advancement of their technology to reach this point where machinery can actually mimic to a very good degree of people and talk about their opinions, or at least what they're supposed to do, I suppose.
You stay here. I will take care of the enemy with HMB-1. Okay, take care, you two.
Oh, I thought it would be running faster. I guess not.
The Kowloon human arm.
Oh, okay, I couldn't read that.
Just get rid of the alarms.
Okay, shoot it with the yellow orb.
Oh no, the alarm is triggered. The corrupted are coming. Prepare for battle.
I have to attack with you? Ah, so that's what it is. What's this blue one? Oh, I have to be closer. Shoot at it, and then I think. Oh, you're right there. And done.
We can't just simply destroy the alarm. Gathering information, analyzing landscape, creating something. I think it was strategy. I did a scan. The control room of the alarm system is down there too fast. Suggested best strategy. You go downstairs to.
Okay, go downstairs. Yeah, I could do that. Oh, not here. Wait, it is here. I just couldn't see anything. Oh boy. And perish.
Blue Lao, HMB-1 ready to connect, and the alarm system has been shut down.
That's wonderful. Okay, so now go back. Yes, keep going, my robot.
Can you keep going? I'm okay. All this is too much for a human child to handle. Let's find a place to rest. No, I'm okay. You've already done great.
Seeing the sad look on the girl's face, HMB-1 pats her consolingly on the head.
A few hours of rest won't hurt. Are you hungry? I heard your stomach growl. I'm not. My tummy didn't growl.
Stomach growls.
Okay, fine. Maybe a little. It's okay. I won't laugh at you. I'll go look for something to eat. Find somewhere nearby for her to rest, G3. Understood?
That makes me so sad that they're probably gonna perish. Somewhere far away, through the cold darkness, through the smoke and war, our city burns in the flames of war. Through my database simulation, I could feel the city bleeding. I could see blown up bodies lying in the ruins of their homes. I could feel flags trembling in the hands of survivors. Souls of the dead, souls of the dying, souls of the living. Is this just an emotion simulation? Or is there an error with my programming?
Mr. Robot? I don't know what to call you. Anyway, what are you doing here? I'm keeping you safe through the night. Oh, and just call me HMB-1, just like how HPG-3 calls me. That's not a name. It's just a number. Don't you two have any other names you call each other? You mean B1 or G3? That's a name we call different IE series with. Sometimes our bosses call us by nicknames to tell us apart. But that new hunk of steel doesn't like calling me that. Are you friends? Well, that's a pretty tough question. I don't know if we count as friends. We're just partners. Not sure if he likes me that much though. But I guess it's weird for a robot to have likes and dislikes. We just obey orders. But I think he actually cares about you. Really? Did he send you over here? I thought there's just nothing but data in that brain of his.
The door burns that this robot's giving to the other one.
And why are you suddenly acting like a life coach? Aren't you only 8 or 9-year-old? I'm older than that. You're just cleaning the room inside. I was just a little worried about you.
HMB1 scans his system, an emotion module in a few milliseconds. At present, it is loaded with personality number 53. Through big data analysis, it's the most popular personality among Kowloon people. Everything is fine.
Something wrong with me? You don't seem to be yourself. You feel different from daytime. Why is that?
Why is that? The top priority for Tai units is to ensure human safety. He has always had a special affinity towards humans, whether it be imitating humans on TV or doing silly things to provoke laughter. He never understood why he did so. He just knew it would make others look happy, that people would surround him and focus on him. He never understood why this behavior makes humans happy. But now, for the first time, he seems to be feeling an emotion that is exclusive to humans. He feels...
Are you scared? Robots can't be scared.
Is this feeling fear? Seeing one of his own turn into a bloodthirsty monster, seeing what the humans, the ones who trusted and relied on him, did, he suddenly feels afraid. Afraid to the point of wanting to run away. Is this feeling a preset command or a system error? He couldn't tell. I mean, I don't blame him for feeling that way, if the robots are actually sentient. A sudden hand wraps around HMB1's thumb, lingering with an all-too-human warmth. Following along with a hand, he raises his head to see the girl's gentle face.
Does this hurt?
The girl gently strokes his arm. In order to block an attack for the girl, a part of his body was indented, the paint scraped off.
Ow, that hurts.
The thought of telling her that his series of Tai units do not have pain receptors crosses his mind, but it came out as an exaggerated yelp of pain. He meant to make her laugh, but instead she takes off one of her ribbons and carefully wraps it around the damaged part.
Sorry, I actually can't feel pain. You keep talking about how fresh your paint is. You bandaged me up earlier too.
The girl carefully wraps it up and blows on it.
Thanks. What about you? How are you feeling? Is everything alright? I'm not scared. Why aren't you scared? I mean, I am. It's just, I'm used to it. I'm scared Daddy will never find me. I'm afraid of being left behind. I'm afraid if I get on the ship, there will be no good animes anymore. That does sound like death for an anime lover. What about you? Are you scared?
I'm afraid of those monsters. I'm afraid of becoming like them. I'm afraid of losing control and killing those around me.
Did you forget what I said? Robots can't get scared. That's nice. I also want to be brave. My daddy always tells me to be brave. He also said that if I learn to swim, he'll buy me another doll. I almost can swim now. Did your father buy you this? Yep, cute, huh? Cute. What are you talking about? Nothing. Alright, let's go in. You need to rest up. Okay. I cleaned the room up a bit. Lock the door. We'll stay on guard outside. If something's wrong, if you think we... run away by yourself. Just like your father said, stay away from mechanoids, keep running, and stay alive. Okay. Oh yeah! Yeah? If we all make it out okay, can I give you new names? Alright. It's a deal. Deal. Okay, good night. Good night. She's gone. While she's sleeping, we need to gather supplies from nearby for when we leave tomorrow. Also, HMB1, there's something I need you to confirm.
What is it? I'm scared. What do you need confirmed? The three of them set out before dawn.
We are getting closer and closer to the war zone.
The ground still remains hot from the battle, making their journey arduous as they climb over the ruins. The girl lets out a small surprised scream at a pile of bodies nearby, but then quiets down shortly.
Just up ahead and we're there.
Oh no. A mechanical monster jumps down from a tall building and roars, alerting more machines to come out from the surroundings.
Tell me you have a backup plan. The backup plan is, get behind me.
Oh man. Of course it would never work out smoothly.
Protect the human. You don't need to remind me.
I'll just keep shooting at it.
Warning, abnormal invasion detected. Activating self-check program. Failed to initiate self-check program. HMB1, I have been infected. We talked about the possibility last night.
So that's what he said.
Search around, there should be some supplies nearby.
I guess I can't talk to him. Over there. No.
What did you want to say just now? I saw multiple terminated mechanoids and androids in the underground tunnel while we went searching for food. Mechanoids are the main enemy of this war. There is no way humans will just sit and watch us getting infected.
I mean, yeah, that's true, I suppose.
I saw the same scene. I cannot describe my feelings. I don't understand. We machines only need to follow orders. Abnormal mechanoids detected. Preparing to engage.
I'm coming! Oh, missed.
They just keep coming. What were you saying? I have a request.
Aw, don't tell me you're gonna tell me to kill you! Of course it's gonna be like that, isn't it?
I want you to execute me immediately if I show signs of the infection. Execute. The duty of Tai is to protect humans. I will not turn into your enemy. But Thanks. I would like to think that I made this decision myself.
Oh.
I will fulfill the duty of Tai. When I went to look for food, I went to a food processing plant. There's something off about the factory. It's empty, but it's still operating. I climbed over a noise barrier and entered the factory. The noise from the machines were deafening. Countless Tai and Guardians were hanging on the production line and moving along a huge machine. They were pulverized and flattened into scrap metal on the workbed. That's the right decision. The duty of Tai is to protect humanity. I know that. Robots obey orders. The highest command of Tai is to protect mankind. All Tai are the same, simple and easy to understand. But you have always been different. I never know what you're going to do. I never hated you. I'm not installed with an emotion module, so I can't like or hate. I just feel unaccustomed around you and confused. G3, sorry. For a moment, I wavered and had doubts about the point of my existence in the world. I feel that there is malice and confrontation in this world. But I have also felt that humans are full of goodwill and are worthy of protection. Oh, HMB1. So this time, I'm not executing orders because of my programming, but because I want to. That's why I chose this human. Because this human being is special to me. I'll protect her at all costs. But that's not gonna happen, is it? You can't do this to me. Oh, farewell! I don't like the sign of that.
Time is up. A group of corrupted roars at him. They spread what were once limbs, and countless sharp claws pierce his body. He holds the girl tightly, as his armor is shredded to pieces.
I won't stop.
Time seems to slow down, as if he and this human being were the only ones left in the world. The wind howls in his ear. He struggles to hold his weapon, made to fight for mankind, just like how he is as well. For a Tyee, this is his mission and his duty. His frame, in human terms, is fatigued. But even if he were to be destroyed here, he could just be rebuilt in a factory. Yet this is different. HMB1 is protecting her out of his own will. He's protecting her because he wants to.
Compared to killing machines like you, I have the faith to fight for humanity, and I am going to win.
He longed to see the Kowloon return to how it once was. He longed to see humans laughing around him. He longed to see the moon shine over the KCC tower. He longed to see the Kowloon Theater. He longed to see children laughing and playing. During his service in Kowloon, he might never have done anything exceptionally worthy of praise. But these insignificant fragments are memories that are bringing him comfort. Maybe that's what differed him from the other Tyee units.
Why are you crying? Are you hurt? Don't cry.
The fear that she might be hurt, that she might be in pain. Gosh darn it. I didn't want to cry over a robot, okay? Why is this happening again? Or stricken with sadness seems to be tearing apart something in his emotion module. The girl's heartrending cries burn up into conviction, pushing him forward. Why are you making me want to cry over a robot again? Must you do this to me? That was too fast. I must defeat the enemies. There we go.
Watch out!
So many. Time to defeat you. There we go. Oh no. Keep going. HMB1, you can do it. I believe in you.
Damn it, they have breached the obstacles. Don't worry.
Don't worry. How can I not worry? Come closer. There we go. Punishing level has reached 80%. You can hardly walk. Warning, warning. System compromised. Connect to a power source immediately. Oh no. Failed to launch self-check. Hibernating. Ah, this can't be.
I will not fall.
Must they always use this for this song whenever something sad's happening?
Don't cry. I am here to protect you. I will fulfill the duty of Tyee.
He moves towards the evacuation point. The sun is rising from the south, casting a slanted ray of bright yellow light He sees a shimmering dot in the north like a star, glowing faintly. He walks slowly forward. Look! More corrupted incoming! All forces prepare for battle! Fight back these sons of B! He holds the girl up like the Holy Grail. B1!
My name is...
His receiver is damaged beyond repair, unable to distinguish the girl's cry from the surrounding clamor. Wait, is that a person? Then he pushes the girl forward. Ensure the child's safety, damn it! The darn corrupted are downright evil! Prepare to fire, countdown!
No.
HB1 files through his memory disk, finding a scene. Gosh darn it! I didn't really want to cry over a robot. Must you do this to me? I already cried over a boat in One Piece. Why do you have to do this to me? Okay. Finding a scene of human heroes dying in battle, he tries to force out a smile. Though he might look just like a cruel and frightening monster to the people, but he knows that his mission is complete. After all, he is a Tyee. He was created to protect humanity. After that, he never felt anything again. Thanks, punishing Grey Raven, for destroying me. Okay, I'm okay. It'll be fine. Hit him! Yippee! What other dramatic things am I gonna see here? Oh, it's Luna! Okay.
Huashu, are you there? I don't know what there refers to, but I am currently in my active startup cycle. Next startup cycle is in... I don't care about that. That conversation you showed me earlier. Are you referring to the hour-long conversation? Yes. Play it back for me again. As you wish. Huashu, how can humanity survive under such circumstances? All data has been parsed, but no such method exists. Regardless of the method, humanity will only end in destruction. Earth has already experienced 5 mass extinctions. Humanity is merely just a visitor on this age-old planet. After hearing Huashu's response, Chu slowly closes her eyes. According to the consciousness simulation, you already know the answer to this question before asking me. Why did you ask me? Chu stands there in silence. The motion sensor has detected that you have not moved in over 20 seconds. Can we only place our hopes on the future? But people in the present? I don't understand your question. That was a rhetorical question, Huashu. What if we expand the scope of civilization from humanity to incorporate the rest of the Earth? Would you still give me the same response, Huashu? But this conflicts with your original intent. A goal is worthless if it is unattainable at the onset. I want something that can actually be achieved. I've adjusted the input range and parameters to meet your requirements. I want results. Very low probability, but not impossible. Changing the scope has made certain options possible now. That'll do. Why do you say so? Perhaps I am beginning to understand my mixed emotions. The recording ends here. Don't you find it strange that you're showing me this piece of information? I am simply presenting the facts as they were, that is all. I cannot comprehend what has led you to form this view. I have detected silence that does not conform to the logic of the current conversation. All I know is what you showed me was not what I had asked for, and that it's not what we decrypted from your main memory. So, as an AI without emotions, who inspired you to show me these records? I didn't think an AI could fall silent. This involves highly classified information. Very well. We will find out, whether you like it or not. Say, maybe even now. Digital signature 87523DE4 error. Looks like you aren't very good at keeping secrets.
This digital signature leads to the record you just showed me. I need to know who left it. Tell me.
Unauthorized access. Unauthorized access. Access granted. Code 87533. DE4 is the Kowloon Chamber of Commerce's highest encryption authority. It was directly signed by the leader and encapsulated with a permanent digital watermark. I must not divulge this information.
If there is something I want to know, you can't hide it from me. Don't blame yourself, even though I know you won't. So, why would the leader of Kowloon want to give this information to the enemy?
Additional information on the signature uncovered. Shall I display it?
I see. This Kowloon leader even knew I'd get my hands on this information. Show me. I already know who saw this message, but I want to clarify something. Kowloon and the Tabula Akasha are just necessary measures taken with the belief that mankind is bound to perish. But I'm not afraid. Even if there is the smallest of chances, I believe in the possibilities of mankind. So if anyone can defeat me and take Huashu, the moment Huashu is taken, I will decrypt all of the memory files. There's no need to waste time. These files are necessary to rebuild civilization. KCC Leader, Chu.
Playback complete. I have once more detected silence that does not conform to the current conversation logic.
Perhaps. This explains why we extracted data from the database almost effortlessly. Even effortlessly finding information on an experimental high-gain antenna cluster belonging to the world government, buried somewhere in the Arctic Route Union.
I have trouble parsing whether your speech is sarcastic or complacent.
Perhaps both. After all, your leader must have never expected you to end up in the hands of humanity's enemy when leaving this message.
I am unable to discern your relations to human civilization, but I will faithfully execute the orders of Lady Chu.
Aren't you curious about what I will do when I get my hands on the antenna cluster? Maybe I'll just act like the people before the Golden Age, wearing wreaths on their heads, broadcasting pop music around the world.
I have no curiosity function. If that is what you want, I am only programmed to tell you how to achieve your goal.
How dull. Forget it. The last puzzle piece is up ahead. Let's finish this. I'm getting sick of humanity.
Oh boy, this does not look good. I'm a little concerned.
Gabriel, do you think Miss Luna has been acting quite strange recently? She's even appearing on the battlefield. Our leader appearing on the battlefield boosts troop morale. It shouldn't be considered strange. Forget it. With that, Roland picks up a stone and chucks it at a tree behind him. The stone, however, does not connect with the tree, instead it stops midair. Then slowly a hand grows out of the stone, slowly corporealizing into a body. Arm, torso, until the figure reveals itself coiling around the tree with several legs.
Watch out! Why'd you throw it at me?
Reminds me, can she really handle it all by herself?
I guess. She said we don't have to provide her with any support. We could just withdraw once we complete our mission.
Sounds like something she'd say. You spend more time with Miss Luna than we do. Don't you find it a bit off?
No, not really. But I guess Miss Luna has been spending more time by herself than usual.
And you still don't find it strange, huh?
But Miss Luna and Miss Alpha are just the same as ever.
Oh, you're just... I had you keep an eye on her. Any news?
Well, you got nothing with a direct confrontation. What makes you think I'd have any updates? She seems to be traveling aimlessly as usual.
That's the dog that didn't bark, dear Watson. Based on the signal we recently sent out in South America, she seems to be acting as if nothing happened. Maybe she didn't catch the news. As you know, ground relay is slower than it used to be. Is there any possibility that we've all been gravely mistaken? What if she doesn't really care? If so, then she is by no means a good agent. Who stipulated that an agent must be loyal to their duty? Do you even know how agents are created? Look, even we don't know. Non-Asians know nothing about Asians. That's the issue.
Roland is about to continue when Lamia points off into the distance.
It's beginning!
Roland and Gabrielle look to where Lamia is pointing and see the Arctic Route Union surrounded by... Oh my gosh. You know, I thought that ARU is kind of a little better than the other places, but considering how much crap that they keep getting themselves into, I don't know, maybe not. Surrounded by an explosion of fire and smoke. What's going on? Wouldn't forcing them away achieve her goal already?
Miss Luna is trying to bring destruction upon them all.
This does not bode well. We've revealed our hand too early. All while Babylonia and she still have their hands covered, forced to be on the passive. Let us wait and consult with Miss Luna when she returns. Perhaps we no longer need to lurk in the dark. Maybe, just maybe. It seems like Roland unexpectedly has a lot of doubt about Luna and what she wants to do. Surprisingly, because in the beginning, he was very much for her and, you know, making sure she's happy and all that stuff. But I feel like the more we see Roland, the more I feel like he's a little reluctant, or at least doesn't like the fact that he doesn't know what she wants to do exactly and is kind of doubting her.
So are you still going to side with them?
Shadows outstretched, the room is bathed in darkness. The robot looks over at a mysterious figure standing half illuminated before it. A shadowy figure lights a fire, leaving a fiery dot in the darkness trailing with a puff of white smoke. Indeed, this is all quite amusing. And with the addition of Huashu, this has become all the more interesting.
If only I hadn't spared your life.
I'd say the same thing if I were you. I'm sure me being alive has been quite a thorn in your side.
But as you know, I've never really cared about it. You're still of use to me now.
Useful to you? Or do you mean the two old guys above you?
You know, I can't answer that.
Oh wait, is this Luna talking to the robot? Then I guess the voice should be more along the lines of, you know I can't answer you that. Never expected you to anyways. So what's with Huashu? What information do you have in exchange? Enough intel to keep you away from the tip of Babylonia's spear in the coming days. Fair enough. Let me ask you this. What purpose does Huashu serve? Huashu is an AI. As for its purpose, that is for its owner to decide. You're right. My point is, Huashu may have a new master, but has her master really changed? The shadowy figure shakes their head and nods. The mechanical joints in their hands clench and loose. Finally, a few chuckles slide out of the speaker. So the plot thickens. Last question, how big of a piece do you want of the pie? Who said I only wanted a piece? What if I want the whole pie? You can certainly try. Just who is she talking to? I'm like so curious. Wow, this one's actually really short. A lot shorter than I thought. Surprisingly. Either way, this is that's the new one that I have. Perfect. Max unit. Okay, then I'll remove you and I'll remove you. Must have a leader. Select. Hassan straightens his back. He's standing in front of the huge porthole on the command bridge. The pale blue planet before him takes up most of the porthole view, slowly rotating. Ah, that thing in the... right there, okay. He observes in silence. A peculiar atmosphere filled the bridge. The crew rarely saw Hassan's quiet side. Hassan was one to always make his presence known, whether it was issuing orders, formulating tactics, or even if it was just to keep others in high spirits. This is not the usual Hassan. The only thing the crew could see are the thin outline of his neck and the gray tufts of his hair. Flustered, Silica begins to hear whispers around her as icons and documents pass before her eyes. The voices begin to fill her head with a cacophonous roar. Supply lists, troop mobilizations, power negotiations.
Reports, maps sent by reconnaissance. Gray market transactions with the Forsaken. And intel mandates for Actileth. Celica scans the various technical documents with her eyepiece, selecting key intel to be reduced into 200-word reports. Hassan has no time for the details, so she must ensure that everything is complete and correct. Never had Celica's work been as exhausting as today's. I still have a long day ahead of me. How am I already tired? Damn it, just how many summary reports are there to file? Miss Celica, this is the detailed supply request and defense enhancement plan submitted by personnel from the ARU's core logistics team. Oh, apologies. I have a high priority HUMIT intel report to file. Now's not the time to lose your cool. Understood. Submit it to the database through the compliance link according to Omega confidentiality protocols. It's either now or never. This is the only choice according to your plan. There's no time to waste. I know. Communications relay terminated. President. What is it? Hassan turns to face Celica, but his face reveals an expression she had never seen from him before. Vacant, hesitant, perhaps even a hint of fear, if Celica had to describe his expression. It would be like if someone killed for the first time. The expression fades from Hassan's face in the blink of an eye. He returns to normal as if nothing had ever happened. As of 10 minutes ago, a total of 76 decision reports have been sent to your encrypted terminal. Please be sure to process them at your earliest convenience. Got it. However, I've already given them a once-over. There aren't any urgent documents that require an immediate response from you today. If there's anything that requires your attention today, or if you'd like a day off, I don't think Babylonia will go up in smoke. I see. Hassan shows a non-committal expression. He raises his head slightly as if trying to persuade himself to Celica's proposal. I'm serious, President. How much sleep did you get last night? I didn't get any. Please go get some rest. It's not necessary. Hassan says as he reaches for his encrypted terminal, but Celica grabs it first. Please go get some sleep. I still have 76 decision reports to process, right? None of which require a response from you today. All right, if you insist. With that, Hassan snatches the encrypted terminal from Celica's hand and stuffs it in his pocket. I'll process these lying down. That'll count as rest. Hassan leaves. He hobbles slightly away from the command bridge. He descends the stairs a bit slower than usual, perhaps due to exhaustion. This caused him to bump into someone on the stairs. What's wrong? It's not like you to leave the command bridge so early. It's not like you to come to the command bridge at this time as well. I brought something that you need to look at immediately. Nicola raises the hard drive in his hand. A bright red top secret seal is visible on it. Let's go to the conference room. Celica cannot help but sigh at the sight of Hassan and Nicola turning to enter the conference room. Forget it. ETI, Eden Tactical Interface, version 1.417. Loading shell system, 100%. Loading topographic data, 100%. Loading record file serial 3394275 beta, 33.1%. Loading record file serial 3394275 beta, 74.8%. 100%. Starting broadcast. Testing. This is Palax of the Babylonia Task Force. Ouroboros HQ, this is the Ouroboros team. We have entered the mission site according to plan and have begun the surveillance mission on New Murmansk. As the construct by the name of Palax finishes speaking, he rotates the camera away from himself and points at a cluster of mountains. I will oversee on-site command. Sergeant Norwell is accompanying me. Hey Norwell, are you in position? With Palax's shout, a response comes over from where the camera is pointing at in the distance. I was in place ages ago! I'm already filling out the artillery range table! Copy. Now entering monitoring position. Following Palax's motion, the camera jumps to a well-camouflaged surveillance bunker up front. I'm in position. Finished with the pre-calibration? If so, send it on over. 7 pre-calibrated locations and 2 hot zones transmitted to your terminal. I just have one problem. Well, spit it out. I sent 2 Babylonian task forces on independent missions to New Murmansk. You should know when to keep your mouth shut. Don't you know who we take orders from? Commander Nikola, no? Alright then, there's your answer. You mean, learn to keep your mouth shut. Oh boy. At the same time, in the ARU captain's office in New Murmansk airport ruins. Once an air traffic control tower, the place was refitted into an office. Captain, this is the fleet service report. Well, looks like it's over. Fortunately, we finished up everything before spring. A stranger in a white coat walks out of the shadows. Indeed. Now we just need to dispose of Amberia's remains in the research institute, then clear up any loose ends with those involved. I'll handle the research institute and I'll leave you to clear up the loose ends. I don't want to deal with this kind of beep anymore. Take care of it ASAP. This affects our first trip out to sea. There won't be enough food to sustain us. Relax. This cover-up will be easy now that Babylonia is getting involved. As long as no one connects us with this bit of history, we should be able to continue on peacefully with those hypocritical Babylonians and Forsaken. And of course, I'll leave you to placate the forest guards as well, Captain. The man pats Stason on the shoulder and turns to leave. What's going on, Captain? That's Kaplan, the research director of the former research institute. And the buildings in the settlement servicing our ships, we couldn't have done it without the support from the former research institute, who's returning the favor. In other words, you've been cooperating with these sinners, haven't you? How do you think I've maintained the ARU for so long? Enough. Next up, take what you can from the Research Institute and distribute them accordingly, then destroy the Institute, and with that, we'll erase our debt. Let's just barely pull the wool over Babylonia's eyes. As for the forest guards, Sin will no longer coax them into serving the ARU. We must treat them with kindness. After all, I did absolve the forest guard of Sin. I'm sure they will give us the respect that we deserve. I can't criticize your behavior as a member of the ARU, but what could go wrong? We weren't the ones that sent them to the Institute. I just did everything within my power. Alright, this matter is over and done with. No more further complications. You don't want past ghosts coming back to haunt the ARU, do you? Understood. It's almost spring. Top priority is to ensure that we have a stable food supply. Oh boy, of course he's like that. Hasn't changed at all. Well, at least his nature, at least. I suppose. Alright, let me tag along when you'll be going out to sea this spring. I need me some sardines to make salted fish. Salted fish? Where'd you get the salt? Someone over by the cat said there's 2 or 3 warehouses full of daily goods in the ruins of the old research thing. If we're lucky, there'll be salt, whole lot of salt. Ain't that why? That's why I decided to pick up my old man's business of selling salted fish. I haven't had your old man salted fish in ages. Save some of the first batch for me. As the 2 men are talking, a white light suddenly appears. Starting as a white glow in the sky, it expands rapidly in front of the 2 fishermen, burning their eyes in a flash. The 2 men hide behind cover to escape the blinding inferno, trying desperately not to look directly at it. What's that, sunrise? It's already noon, Dumbo! Whatever that is, it ain't the sun! The port beside becomes submerged in the increasing intensity of the light. Under the gazes of the 2 fishermen, the steel buildings turn to dust in blistering heat, rivaling that of the sun. Stunned at the sight of complete annihilation, the 2 did not notice the warning given to them. But to the warning giver, what was said had already been said. Leave. The white figure summons what appears to be a railgun from the void around her. It begins charging energy. The heat from the railgun brings the fishermen back to reality. They finally notice the white figure before them. And with that came fear. Help! It's been a while since I've tapped into the power of the S-net. I might be a little rusty with controlling it. But no matter. Let this be a warning. Not to mention, the white figure finishes charging the railgun-like object and fires a pillar of light in the other direction. Neither hostility nor an act of oppression, To the white figure moving without haste, it would be too much to even call this a fight. Rather, this must be punishment for previous wrongdoings. Ignoring all the actions of those punished, she proceeds forward as she continues her onslaught. Sheesh! Damn it! What is that thing? Compare visual features, hurry! The captured image must have been sent to your terminal. It's Luna! Damn it, why is she here? What strategic value does this serve to the Ascendants? Oh, it doesn't matter either way. It's not like we can access this intel. Just have to do what we can for now. Connection request sent to Babylonia. However, it'll take some time to establish a handshake protocol. I won't hold my breath. Let's use a server in the nearby conservation area to set up the data transfer. That way, even if we can't establish a connection, we'll still have a copy of the data in the conservation area. They will release the 2 drones we brought to capture imagery and energy readings on Luna from as many angles as possible. Then what? What else is there? All we can do is wait on Babylonia. Well, don't think that you can be a hero just because you have special equipment. We need to send the correct data to Babylonia instead of getting killed here. Roger that. Even though Luna has already destroyed most of the port area with her display of power, this also gives the people in the settlement enough of a warning to assemble their forces. Though Luna is nowhere to be seen for the Arctic dwellers, with the havoc she has wreaked, it is more than enough to throw the settlement into chaos. What's going on? Where are the attacks coming from? No, my house! You can tell me what's going on here! Railgun! Someone is shooting at us with what appears to be a railgun! Huh. Hurry! Dispatch all messengers! Use Sophiasburg, the border commune, and the First Agent must all be notified! Do whatever it takes to call reinforcements! There's no time for that! Captain, we still have a ship. How about... Scouts report that the enemy is 5 kilometers away and closing. There's no time to embark! Damn it, I guess all we can do is... Stay calm. If we all work together, nothing will... While Stason tries to ease the sailors, he suddenly notices the research director leaving the settlement accompanied by several people in white coats. Halt, Kaplan! Where do you think you're going? Are you joking? Who would want to die in this pathetic excuse of a settlement? Going to the Research Institute for a while, and then I'm going south in search of Actilec. Are you joking? What makes you think I'm joking? I don't know what you're up against, but it has nothing to do with me. Damn you, Kaplan! Stason, since when did you think we were equals? Do as you please. I'm leaving. Coward. Hearing Stason's response, the research director gives him a menacing glare, then turns to leave. Captain, I'm sorry you had to see that. Anyways, let's do all we can. And he reminded me, the walls of the Institute are interlayered with armor for defense purposes. He has a key to open the armored door, but so do I. If he doesn't care, neither do I. If we can't maintain the defensive line, then we will retreat into the Research Institute as well. Understood. What about the elderly and children who have difficulty moving? Evacuate them to the refugee shelters beneath the old theater. The 3 rooms should be able to comfortably hold over 100 people. If we win, we'll let them out. If we lose, someone will let them out eventually. That's the best we could do. Damn it, why do I still gotta foot the bill off for this mess? Okay, now I feel bad for him. Again. 30 minutes later. The battle has ended before it even begins, leaving Stason stupefied over their current situation. All they can see are melted buildings, punctured steel, exploded ammunition, and bodies evaporated by light. They do not even know how the barricades and bunkers disintegrated or how that devastating white light melted half of the air control tower like butter. Stason and all those still standing could do nothing but retreat to the safety of the Research Institute. The white figure maintains pursuit, never too far, never too close. Why is she here? What for? Stason no longer cares anymore. He has long since lost the strength to do so. Living. That's the only concern in his mind right now. Let's go! Retreat into the bunker! Amid flames and explosions, the group moves along the ruins for cover all the way to the nearby Research Institute. Captain, what are we going to do when we get there? We don't stand a chance against her. That Kaplan won't stay calm. As soon as danger approaches, he'll play the ace up his sleeve. Then, just like Stason foretold, several turrets and missile launchers protrude from the walls of the Institute and begin firing at Luna. Explosions and smoke envelop her in an instant. The turrets continue to bombard the area in an unending stream of explosion. Captain, what do we do now? What else is there to do? While they're busy fighting, we run! As the bombardment continues, Stason and the others make their way to the Research Institute entrance. Stason inputs the key code, then everyone enters the elevator and proceeds underground. Alright, we'll be safe underground. Once the fighting is over outside, we'll look for Kaplan. Then we'll make him pay, slowly. Captain. Yes? Where are we? This is the safest place in the entire Research Institute, and where the armor plating is thickest. This place isn't on the map. It's where the Institute conducted preliminary screenings for test subjects. In other words, it's an execution chamber. What did you say? See these pillars? Kaplan and the others tell them that this is the reception hall of peace. When the time comes, the test subjects were taken into the sealed observation room and then injected with experimental drugs. Just like that, they would filter out the most suitable test subjects from over 200 people and proceed on to the next phase. That Kaplan must be in the observation room as we speak. Captain, how do you know this place so well? Did you... The second mate begins to raise his voice, but Stason rushes over to cover his mouth. Shh! Quiet! He's busy dealing with that monster right now. We won't have the time to check what's going on behind the observation room. So we can sneak in once the battle subsides. Got it? Keep quiet and I'll let go. How much do you really know? Well, I didn't help them kill anyone. When this is all over, Captain, you have a lot to confess. What's that? This can't be. There are 6 floors of armored plating disguised as steel structures. Even railguns shouldn't be able to. What on earth are we up against? It's coming from the wall in the direction of the observation room. Hurry, hide behind the pillars. Just as Stason and the others hide behind the pillars, the wall in the direction of the observation room begins to glow red and blister right before their eyes. Then an explosion shoots fragments through the halls. Like a shotgun blast, the 3 pillars take the brunt of the damage. A black mass is thrown into the hall as the terrifying and familiar white figure floats in. It's Kaplan! The remaining half of the man thrown onto the ground is wrapped in a white coat. Lying amid the wreckage of concrete and steel. Oh, my condolences, Kaplan, for your death. What is it you want? I'll give you anything!
That won't be necessary. How lucky I must be. You telling me about this place is more than enough. I've already found what I'm looking for.
Luna shifts her gaze from the languishing body on the ground to the remnants of the 3 pillars.
You are of no use to me now.
Luna waves her hand to summon the railgun. The frightened man drags the remnants of his body towards the pillar. No, please, no!
Why are you running? You know it's meaningless.
Having said that, Luna makes no attempt at stopping the desperately crawling man, nor does she even aim the railgun at him. It seems as if she's waiting for something. The research director finally climbs to the half-collapsed pillar, but just as he is about to seek cover behind it, he sees Stason hiding behind one of the pillars. You! But right at that moment, a white beam of destruction devours him.
Come out. Don't think you can hide from me.
Are we playing as her? Oh no, we're fighting her! Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me! Why?
Do you mean why I killed him or why I want to kill you? It's all for the same reason.
Sorry, but I don't want him to die right now. He still has a lot to explain. Okay, we can do this! I will defeat her! Ah! No, keep moving, dodge! Oh my gosh! Second? Oh, okay. Go, there's still time! Oh, dodge! Oh gosh! Where'd she go? Oh, it was over. Oh no, it's the third stage! Or not? May he rest in peace. You're the only one left. You're right. No, second mate died! Humans. How pathetic we are sometimes. Never dying when they should, and when they realize they must live, they try to end it all again. What are you trying to say? I always thought that a day would come when I could finally put this all to rest. The Forest Guard will gradually earn their freedom. We'll gradually free ourselves from the technology of the old institute. Then we could forget about all this bull, as if it never happened. Everyone can bathe in the sunlight. Any grudges? Perhaps I could have too. Now I know. That time will never come. Are these your last words? No. If anything, this is my repent. Trembling, Stacen takes out what appears to be a detonator from his coat. It's okay. You don't need to do anything. I've long since been ready to go down with this ship. I just hope you stop. Please don't hurt the ARU anymore. Luna summons up several blades around her hand. She sends them flying, cutting open a section of each of the 3 pillars, exposing a back mechanical antenna structure in each. That is your problem. Looks like it. Stacen pressed the detonator, triggering a continuous dull rumble to shake the wall. The whole hall deforms and disintegrates in an instant, completely covering Stacen in rubble. Luna glances at the pile of rubble that used to be Stacen, then turns to leave through the entrance. Forsaken and the Forest Guard have aroused an offensive. That's good enough. You can head back, sis. Let them come. Sure. If I keep fighting, I don't know how much longer I can hold back. Is your work finished? Yes, I got the antennas buried in the pillars. Just as Huashu said. I see. Yet you don't look pleased. Just witnessing stupidity, as always. Is that so? Tell the others to retreat and I'll catch up with you later. I've already contacted Roland and Lamia. We'll be stopping the attackers in other directions, but Gabrielle... We can leave him. I'll retreat shortly after. Closing the communications link, Luna silently surveys the wave of direct destruction left in her wake. Why go so far? Her mind echoes the confusion that had been festering since the onset. Huashu. Yes? Even after reading the information you showed me, I still can't understand what this so-called human possibility is. As a population, humans are extremely complex creatures which cannot be explained by a single definition. That doesn't mean your analysis for Chu was correct. Without further information, Sender Luna is unwilling to explain the nature of Asna to assist in computing. It's not something that you, made by humanity, can understand. Alright, enough. Sender Luna's question does not yield a valid response. That will not be necessary. The Asna is the only way forward. Only those who can share their power with me are qualified to live here once all of this is over. Until then, it's pointless to mull over it. That's all the worthwhile info. It's unusual for the Ascendants to attack a human base directly. Don't forget about Kowloon. You mean, she had an ulterior motive? We don't know exactly what they're trying, but judging from previous behavior, that seems likely. Other than this, there's something I'm more concerned about. Hassan taps a few times on the control panel. It seems to have loaded a filter template. The holographic window immediately pulls a close-up of Luna, highlighting the area. What did you do? Info all thanks to the Grey Raven Commandant. Looks like you're slower than I am. I have the original data. You have the research data. They're not the same. Not to mention the direction is different, I understand. But it serves the same purpose. Nikola does not respond. Instead, he makes some adjustments on the control panel, sorting the energy distribution of the highlighted areas throughout the entirety of the battle along a time axis chart. After staring at the chart for quite some time, Nikola stands up as if something had come to mind. What is it? I just thought of something. I need to get going. Hassan looks at the open door of the conference room with a strange expression. I guess I really should hit the sack. But before that, I should take this to Asimov. Hassan unplugs the hard drive from the terminal and leaves the conference room. Hours after Luna destroyed the ARU. Standing on the ruins and dust from the disaster, Watanabe and Rosetta's olfactory receptors are accosted by a foul and pungent odor. Wreckage and blackened earth cover the surrounding area. All they can see are shapeless debris and red scorch marks from the high-temperature blasts. Rosetta and Diana cannot imagine that the once bustling settlement is now only filled with the sound of flames and crackling of debris. How can this be? Rosetta remains silent and begins searching through the ruins for possible survivors. Seeing this, everyone appears to come to their senses. This is what should be done at a time like this, not just sit here and wallow in pain. Everyone spread out a meter apart and begin searching. Roger! Rosetta! What is it? Diana watches as Rosetta picks up a massive section of flooring with superhuman strength and throws it like cardboard to one side. Do you really think we'll find any survivors? We won't know unless we try. But... Quiet. Make yourself useful. Do not forget hope out of fear. We will never give up hope. Right. Diana nods thoughtfully and accompanies Rosetta in taking the forest guards to clean up the ruins. On the other side, Clark, who had just finished his report, notices that Watanabe is no longer responding as diligently as normal. Rather, he appears to be lost in contemplation as he watches people hurriedly working in the ruins. Leader? Go and help. As Rosetta said, we can't forget hope out of shock and fear. I need to think about further down the road. Watanabe's eyes move away from the people working in the ruins. He turns to look up at the sky, severed by black smoke, as if glaring at a past enemy. We are the Forsaken. Never we forget. I always thought I had seen enough dead people during my time at war. But today I realize that we remember. That is why we're here. Whether flesh or machine, humanity is still just dust in the wind. Even settlements fare little against the gale. The enemy who wants to destroy us is so powerful that, even with my knowledge of war, I can't find a way to defeat them. Man, that really... How are they supposed to even defend? It's impossible. Ascendants, what must we do to defeat you? I don't know. I wish we knew the answer now. What? No matter how many times you destroy us, people will remember. Atop these ruins, they will build anew. And this, you will never understand why. And even if you did, you have made your presence known here. We won't just sit here and let you run free. When can we go out? We can leave once the captain fights away the bad guys. Until then, we need to be good and wait here. I haven't seen an attack like this in all my life. With that timid Stason in charge, we better count our lucky stars. Even so, what other choice do we have? Are we gonna die? Of course not! Someone will rescue us! Evan, what should we do? I don't know if we can count on Mr. Stason either. But that's okay. The ARU isn't alone. We've also got the Forest Guard, Forsaken, and Babylonia there to help us. They won't let anything bad happen? Really? Don't forget Aunt Beria and New Sophiasburg. Evan, I hear something. The child points in the direction of the sound. A light knocking is heard vibrating through the heavy reinforced steel doors. Evan rushes forward and looks through the periscope. A moment later, people can hear sound from the outside world. Anyone there? We're here to rescue you! We're in here! Oh man, all the rest of the people died except for... This makes me so darn bitter. Well, I don't know if I feel sad or not over Stason's death. It's kind of makes me bitter, mostly because he had a lot of chances to do good in the world eventually, but before he could reach that part in his life, he ended up dying. Makes me really... I don't know. I have mixed feelings about what happened to him, mostly because I would have really liked to see his transformation development as a person, character. But at the same time, this was a very fitting end for him at the same time, so it's really difficult to really say anything. Oh well. For now, let's go through the interludes. I think we should be able to get through both, but I guess we'll see how it goes. We'll start with this one. So this is Choose. Darkness dissipates and I awake once more from my slumber. This body no longer requires sleep, but I still try to keep to the normal schedule of humans. Grinding gears reverberate in my ears. Making my way through this dark path to the stratum, I arrive at a familiar city that should have died out during the Golden Age. Survivors of the battle built this unknown cemetery with bricks and tiles of the KCC. It rests peacefully under the Kowloon metropolis, where it should remain undisturbed. An artificial sun hangs above this underground complex, creating a day and night cycle for the humans that reside here. Faint blue shadows stroll in the street. They are the masters here. Several groups gather here, talking amongst each other. As I walk along the path, my surroundings distort momentarily before a familiar face appears next to me. Lady Chu, do you really want to accept that offer? I have no reason not to accept. We must understand what each party seeks to gain. Yes, but... Don't worry, if anything were to happen to me, then the last person with access to this place will be gone. Isn't it safer this way? Of course, I will not allow for any accidents. After all, my mission is not over yet. As the Supreme, it's my duty to provide shelter for my people and undertake risks on their behalf. Yes, I know you've always believed that. Baigui transforms into faint blue lights and dissipates around me. I will return safely. As I say this, I hear Baigui's voice all around me. I know, the people of Kowloon all know. After saying farewell to Baigui, I walk aimlessly along the path. My vision module scans the buildings in front of me. Resting my hand on the guardrail, I close my eyes and follow it as my guide, letting memories fill my mind. Left shoulder, chest, abdomen, points valid. The winner is Chu! I expect nothing less from Lady Chu. You've mastered the glaive in just a week, but now we can't find you a worthy opponent. I owe it to your guidance. You're too kind. I wasn't expecting such an assignment from the Pulau crew after my retirement. It's our honor to have an opportunity to train you in our dojo. Ugh. Stop! You already forfeited after you broke his arm. Why continue to attack? The shouting from next door interrupts Chu and the instructor's exchange. Hearing this, the instructor rushes over. Chu puts away the training equipment and follows the instructor to the corridor. In the corridor, Chu sees Villiers walking out of the room next door. He pats his clothes as he walks out, as if covered in filth. Medic, training room 307. 30 seconds later, the elevator rings. Several medical staff wearing white robes exit with various medical equipment and file into training room 307. A pale old man in a blue robe wheels out the elevator on his wheelchair, accompanying the medical staff. The exposed scars on his torso indicate that he has had a traumatic experience. What the heck, Villiers? You're such a piece of... whatever. After the medics close the training room door, Villiers stands beside Chu and salutes the man in front of her. Don't blame me. Villiers, I don't want to blame you. I want to thank you. The man's hoarse voice sounded like a gust of torrential wind ripping fabric to pieces. Such a voice seemed impossible for human vocal cords to create. I told you 1,000 times, stop calling me Villiers. My name is Villiers now. There are some things you just can't get rid of. Alright, you two get going now. I just came to meet an old friend today. Figured I'll let you know that you can begin studying the next course. Understood. Chu and Villiers salute and proceed toward the elevator. Just as they pass the wheelchair, the man speaks again with his hoarse voice. Still remember what you were taught last class? You mean the Imperial Doctrine? Want me to recite it for you? That won't be necessary. Wait, so did he beat up someone too much? Like, I'm kind of getting confused now. Do I not like you, Villiers, or do I be okay with you? Who even likes Villiers? I don't even know if I like him still. It's kind of... I mean, after what we saw on the boat, kind of, maybe not. The doctrine only defines one sexual dogma. Imperial learning is only a political tool of mankind. We should not restrict ourselves too much. Results are of utmost priority. Do not be swayed by emotions. Instead, act accordingly to the situation at hand. Grace should be given with purpose. That's right. The man chuckles at Chu and Villiers' answers. Pressing a button on his wheelchair, he proceeds to the end of the corridor. You both have embodied these principles during your recent public speeches. You bring hope to those in despair and impose sanctions on your opponents. Keep it up. The family looks favorably upon you. As others have said, you two are the most capable members of our family. Wait, so is Villiers and Chu siblings? Or at least, it sounds like they're related to each other, and they do kind of look similar now that I look at them. Chu and Villiers walk out of the dojo. Chu stands quietly as she awaits for the transport craft. Villiers looks back at the dojo behind him. How many times is this? Counting is meaningless. It may have caused a disturbance, but we got the job done for our family. Yeah, just the two of us. We were raised to use our surroundings. Good grief. Mutual interests are all that bring people together. Who would have thought that such an unsightly society of mutual exploitation could survive on this planet for so long? As the rumble of the transport craft approaches, Villiers ends the conversation and turns to face the landing zone. I hate this. However, Chu just stands there looking out at Villiers from behind. Hate? What sort of feeling is hate? In this light gold room with the lofty roof, bookshelves line both sides with various data panels and text in chronological order. The half-suspended display monitor shows the current position of its occupants. Flags of previous Kowloon dynasties hang on the wall at the end of the bookshelf. Some have faded with time. Others that show burns from the flames of war hang from the top of the dome. This is the archives of the Kowloon Chamber of Commerce. It's a symbol of history and glory. It stands at the corner of the KCC as a witness to the footprints of humanity's ancestors. What exactly do we want from this data? To understand history, to reflect over history. Is this history? All I see is historians apologizing the victors and denouncing the losers. I mean, he's not wrong. It's the winners that usually write history anyways, right? I mean, for the most part, probably. Yeah, that sounds about right. You saw the battle during the merging of the KCC, right? Our ancestors were praised as those who sought justice, while the members of the opposition was labeled as stubborn conservatives of a bygone era. Why? Because history is written by the victors, so the losers are always wrong. Hey, that's what I said. Villier, you're spitting out facts. Maybe, no, I think I kind of like you now. I wasn't really like having good thoughts about him. Well, not that I had like bad thoughts about him either, but it was like, I feel neutral about you. I don't really know how I feel about you. But now, at least before that Huashu incident, I kind of like him. He's quite, it just makes sense. Or is Villier a girl? You're a guy, right? I'm gonna assume you're a guy. Yeah, you're a guy. Let's just go with that. Kowloon disintegrated with their society, wiped out their history, and imposed what Kowloon thought of as truth on those uncivilized humans. Anyone with half a brain can see the error in their ways. However, the efforts of the winners have been recorded in the annals of history. It's an indisputable fact that they were finally able to unify Kowloon, making it more stable. Isn't this just consequentialism? Look here. Villier says, gently swiping his data panel to transfer a large quantity of encrypted data onto Chu's data panel. What are these? I checked the global data records. Looks like there's some discrepancy with what was recorded in historical texts. Indeed. This man was labeled as a sinner for destroying Kowloon and I can't read, and causing countless deaths during a natural disaster that ravaged Kowloon years ago. A natural disaster shouldn't have caused such destruction. It was the Golden Age, after all. Well, in reality, he sacrificed his life to stop the proliferation of destruction. Humans don't care about the truth. They only want a target to project their anger and resentment. That way they can play the victim. Most people choose the path of least resistance. The few who remember cracked under years of pressure. Unsteady alliances dissolve, and as for the truth, it is long buried under the comforts of society. Seeking gain and avoiding loss, that is human nature. Faced with this fact, he still chose to sacrifice himself. Therefore, he is foolish for not thinking rationally. Had he mobilized PR and enacted tougher measure to win the support of others, could have been a different story. When can humanity be perfect like machines? Winners, losers, they all only know how to fight for whatever they believe in. What an arrogant and ignorant existence. Is that so? That's all I see from this pile of data. It's hideous. If they were given a second chance, do you think they would make the same choices? I think so. Humanity doesn't understand how to correct their course. Otherwise history wouldn't be doomed to repeat itself. Yeah, that's a good point. Like, we all say, oh, learn from history, that's how we learn history, but no one actually learns from it, like actually, and then thinking that it'll apply to them someday in the world span of world history that they are alive in, I guess. What if it were you? Hearing this, Villier is at a momentary loss for words before smiling bitterly. I don't want to admit it, but I'd stick firmly to my beliefs. Sometimes my similarities with humanity sickens me. Villier shakes his head and walks to the end of the archives. I can't read. Okay. Chu keeps searching through the data in front of her. Really? Chu stares at the holographic image before her of the Pulau crew returning victoriously. He's laughing and patting a comrade on the shoulder. This looks pleasant. The next picture is of a medic kneeling beside a wounded soldier. She puts the injured man's hand on her forehead as she weeps. The soldier's abdomen is splayed open. He clearly does not have much time left. This picture is sorrowful. Chu's hand stops on the last picture, which is of a Bashia soldier smiling as he walks towards a burn pile. Trying even if you know you're wrong. Fighting even if you're doomed to fail. Is this humanity? You're saying this as if they're not human at this point. Or are they constructs now at this point? No, I'm pretty sure they're human. Oh yeah, but now that I think about it, Chu did say that she didn't think of herself as human. Maybe that's the problem. Ugh. Shaking my head at them. I don't understand. Lord Yin, you made it. Indeed, those two are still inside. You look evil. I'm sorry if you're not actually evil, but you kind of look like it, so I can't help it, okay? Correct. The family has arranged for them to stay here until after the history exam next week. I'm afraid the exam is merely just a formality. Here's the video from the previous exam. The bodyguard hands a control panel to Yin, which displays Chu and Villiers methodically answering each of the questions posed by the Suani scholars. After the test, the Suani scholars leave the archives and happily praise Chu and Villiers. Lord Yin, we can't keep this up much longer. Yes, of course, more members of the Kowloon crew support them. When the election comes around, I'm afraid... Before the official could finish speaking, Yin puts his hand to the man's head in the shape of a pistol. Shh! Do you hear that? Oh, what? Out of time. As time goes on, Kowloon continues to expand. Generations of dynasties come and go. There are miracles and disasters, redemption and tyranny. Inspirational history and tormenting lament. Yin speaks as he walks towards the official. The official gradually steps back until he reaches the corridor wall with nowhere to retreat. These are all watershed moments in the river of time. Predecessors will eventually become lost to history and be trampled by generations to come. Is that what you're trying to say? No, my humblest apologies, I misspoke. I beg your forgiveness. Our family's taught us that history is inevitable. But the family has some unspoken agreements. You do not need to give up what you possess so easily. Yin lowers his hand and smiles as he pats the official's cheek. The official cannot help but tremble in fear. Lucky you. I'm not carrying a weapon today. Yin turns to leave after speaking, and the official finally breathes a sigh of relief, then collapses against the wall. But just then Yin sticks out his left hand in the shape of a gun and points at the official. He mouths, "Bang!" A bullet penetrates the official's skull and splatters blood and brain matter all over the relief on the corridor wall. What the heck? The guard holsters his silenced pistol and pulls out cleaning supplies to clear the scene. The senior official bows his head in silence and follows behind Yin. Yin looks at the closed door to the archive, sneers coldly, then turns away. Those two monsters. Don't restrain ourselves and use whatever means necessary. Isn't that what we're taught? Understood. There you are, Villiers. You made it. Looks like the press conference is over. Looks like it, without the stars of the show, that is. You know I'm bad with the press. You're a natural, though. But you're key to revolutionizing the Musashi series. That being said, I'd rather be in the company of machinery than be surrounded by a group of businessmen and politicians. I don't have to deal with awful human emotions when I'm with machines. A perfect creation like that is only suitable for people like you and me. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Villiers puts away his book and gets up from his seat. Now that the press conference is over, let's move on to our next destination. Family transport craft will arrive here in about 20 minutes. Alright, but didn't you turn off that machine? What machine? I was just sitting here reading. I didn't touch any machine. Just as Villiers is lost in confusion, Chu kicks a screwdriver on the floor, straight at him. Villiers barely reacts in time just as he turns to dodge the attack. A screwdriver brushes his cheek as it flies past. Turning his head, he sees that one of the exhibits has somehow entered attack mode. Musashi 6 picks up the cannon and swings it at Villiers standing in front of it. Chu's attack offsets Musashi 6's swing, allowing Villiers to jump over to her side before the next attack arrives. Damn it! Short circuit? No, doesn't look like it. Let's take it out first. This isn't worthy of being called my creation. Yep. Chu nods and walks towards Musashi 6 as it struggles to break free from its electronic restraints. Oh, so he's trying to kill them. Ugh, complicated family situation.
Activating command. Enemy sighted. Eliminate them.
Take it easy. Just hit it a few times to paralyze it, so I can check who did this. Well, you're gonna be either... I guess you won't be surprised when you find out who it is.
I'll try.
Okay, passcode C is invalid. But come on! Passcode D is invalid. Passcode C is correct. Yeah! Looks like malicious code was uploaded 5 hours ago. The machine was still at the Pulau Cruz Ordnance factory at that time.
That's not a place someone can just waltz in all willy-nilly.
Got that right. Its anti-tracking software is really sophisticated too. Redundant code is generated every 10 minutes to hide the malicious code. They must have planned this for some time. Had it not been for my habit of always leaving a backdoor in all of my programs, I wouldn't have been able to figure out what was wrong.
Only a handful of people in Kowloon have the authority and technology to pull something like this off.
Got that right. Either the hackers I took care of last year or the members of the Chow Feng crew you took in. Aside from those three, there's gotta be someone with high security coverage. Got it. This is the work of Cradle. Looks like this hacker organization is finally re-emerging in Kowloon after supposedly dying years ago. They may have tried to mask their payments several times over, but they're receiving regular payments from... Villiers stares at his mobile access terminal for some time before finishing his sentence.
From who?
Yin. Huh. Humans truly are hopeless. It appears even relatives can be eradicated as long as they stand in the way.
Why so flustered?
Flustered? I've never been more calm. Humanity has merely confirmed my beliefs every step of the way. After all, the anger dissipates. Hilarity is all that remains. Ah, he's that type.
Anger?
Despite learning that I have been betrayed, I still feel devoid of emotions. Seeing Villiers fraught with anger, I'm suddenly overcome with ideas never to have crossed my mind. Humans have an array of emotions far more profound than just a single noun in a set of data. Brothers' fear and anger, Villiers' loneliness and disgust, and the family's love and gratification all intertwine with each other. I overflow with emotional ties, none of which stem from the heart. My family taught me humility, and humility abstains oneself from brandishing this word. But perhaps I am as perfect as Villiers and the others say. I'm always able to respond to others with the appropriate attitude and meet their expectations. This has been my duty since birth, to be a lonely, powerful, and false supreme. The supreme is a mere facade, weaved through lies to dance for the masses. I will fulfill my family's mission, live up to the expectations of the people, and refrain from any actions ill-suited for the supreme. A ruin devoid of warmth lies beneath my shell, drowned in indifference. To fill these emotionless ruins, I try my best to imitate and show concern for others in an attempt to understand the deeper meaning contained in these words, so I can try my best to act like a normal person. But the repairs I've made on these ruins merely end up disappearing into the sea without a trace. Some things just cannot be imitated. I'm not sure if she has like a issue with the emotional processing side of her brain, or if it's because of the way she was raised. Makes me unsure about how to view her. A huge barricade surrounds me as I wander the Kowloon Chamber of Commerce. Nothing from the outside world involves me, as if I'm a ghost. Somehow stumble upon a residential area. People are outside putting up lanterns and decorations in anticipation for the election. Others gather in discussion over who they want to vote for. Hey, who do you think will win the election?
I think Lord Villiers will win.
Didn't you see his composure during his previous election speech?
During his speech, I gazed into his eyes and saw a look of contempt. That's my kind of emperor.
Oh, okay, I see you're that type. Okay. A proud and scornful hero.
Are you kidding? That's not how you should vote. So what? Who do you support then, huh? The girl puts her hand on her hip and starts yelling at the boy. The Emperor needs to have spirit like Yin. His decision-making has saved Kowloon several times over the past few years. Only people like him can achieve greatness. Is that true? You're not voting for Villiers because of what happened at the Kowloon dojo? That was the nail in the coffin. How could someone who breaks a father's hands for no reason be worthy of the crown? And what was Chu doing when that happened? Nothing! During the road's discussion, Chu has long expected this, but upon turning to leave the city, Chu hears the clear and crisp voice of a woman interrupt the quarrel between the three of them. You've got it all wrong! Lady Chu will be the one to make our lives better. Chu is a bit surprised to hear this. A citizen off in the distance spots Chu and salutes her. Hey Lady Chu, what brings you here? Hearing that, the four people gathering in discussion over the election turn to Chu, quickly close their mouths and salute. Lady Chu, when did you get here? We were just chatting, nothing serious. It's fine. Abandoning all attempt at staying hidden, Chu slowly walks over to the girl defending her. Why do you believe in me? I don't know. I just feel like you'll protect everyone, Lady Chu. She's just a kid. She doesn't know what she's talking about, my lady. It's fine. Just like that, the group of residents disperse and walk away. After saying goodbye to the residents, Chu walks over and sits on a bench. The bench still has some residual warmth. Imaginations of the person who sat here previously flow into Chu's mind, or possess them to sit here and have a rest. Just as Chu is picturing what that person was thinking previously, Villiers steps out from a shadow on the path. How pathetic. The child doesn't know that we were wearing masks while performing a political drama arranged by others. When I saw the girl smile, she touched my heart in a way I had never felt before. Huh? Although I can't say for sure what it is, but I have this vague feeling that I don't want to disappoint the child. Villiers is about to say something when a brisk cry is shut out from afar. Look, look! Looking towards the sound, they see a young woman in white pulling a wooden cart behind her that must have belonged in a museum. The car has a sign on top with Mo Yuan's puppets written casually with a brush. Upon seeing Chu, the woman approaches her and takes a seat on the other side of the bench. Yeah, I'm pooped. You could fetch me a glass of water? You got it. Thanks, darling. Mo Yuan nods excitedly as Chu gets up and walks to the vendor to get her a glass of water. Here you are. Thank you. You sure swell. You aren't worried about what people give you? No, silly. I feel safe here. You feel safe? Got that right. My intuition is spot on. For example, I had a hunch that I was going to make a big sale today. Then wham! I met a group of travelers and almost sold out just like that. Tour groups are few and far between. We had a nice long chat and they told me a bunch of stories about outside of the KCC. Do you make these all by yourself? Sure did. I think I deserve the right to pat myself on the back. You won't find anyone in the entire KCC who makes mecha puppets half as good as me. After all, it's an art form that's been passed down generations after generations. Chu takes the doll from the cart. It's a small peacock. It looks finely polished with each feather expertly carved. You sure are talented. Think so? I've been doing it since I was little. Really? Yep, my family isn't exactly in the best of health. I'm considered one of the healthy... Mo Yuan falls into a coughing fit before she can finish talking. Huh? You're coughing up blood. Let me call a medic. No, I'm okay. As she speaks, Mo Yuan takes a pill out from a ceramic bottle, swallows it, and tries to catch her breath. Alright, I'm good. Now, where was I? Oh, right. I started selling puppets when I was younger to help raise my family. They were pretty ugly at first, so there weren't many buyers. They mostly just bought them out of pity. But as it got better, so did business. One day, I'll sell my dolls outside of Kowloon and see the world with my own eyes, not just listen to others tell me stories.
Is that so?
Uh-huh. Well, I'm all rested. Time to head back. My siblings are still waiting for me to cook them up something to eat.
Alright, farewell. Wait, you're a puppet! Just as Moyuan turns to leave with her cart, she shouts to her urgently.
Take it, I owe you for the water! Oh, she's so sweet, but she had to die like that. Oh no, you can't do this to me. Stop it. Don't bring them back so I don't remember the pain. Not that the pain is bad. I like the pain. Let's do this. Oh.
Holding the puppet, she looks towards the prosperous capital. Cooking fumes waft out of the buildings in the city and dissipate. Drawn away by the atmosphere regulator hanging in the sky above. On the street, people come and go, others engage in conversation as the roadside lights begin to light up. Even though I might not have human emotions, I can still feel them from the people around me. Maybe I can obtain human sentiments by meeting people like her. I don't know what the future holds, but now I know what it feels like to have this warm sensation transmitted into my limbs and organs. I've never felt this before. It's a strange feeling, but not a bad one. How unfortunate. With symptoms like that, she'll succumb to her illness if she doesn't get medical treatment. But she likely can't afford the cost of treatment. Her dreams will be broken. Kind people living a life of suffering is a sin of humanity. You may be right, but don't we exist to bring happiness to people? Happiness? Does happiness really exist in the world today? Suddenly, an urgent alarm rings on Villier's terminal. He looks down with a stern expression, but after a few seconds, he slowly smiles. Look at this secret message. Ian and his troops have mutinied. What? Mutiny? Mutinied? I guess it'll be mutinied. Maybe. Villiers shows Chu the details on the mutiny. She watches as the number of casualties continues to escalate. It seems that the attack on us a while ago was just a prelude. This time he's raised his flags against us in direct opposition. Where are they now? A large number of troops have gathered outside the city, and there was a riot in the North City District. It appears that they sympathize with the mutiny. Now's our chance. What do you mean? We can leave Kowloon forever, freeing ourselves from family quarrels and human struggles. You're right. Now's our chance. But I won't leave Kowloon. What do you mean? You and I both know what will happen if Brother takes the throne. The mutiny will create a river of blood as they slaughter the citizens that support us. We can't let him do that. The citizens. Ugh, why can't you drop the act this time? It's sickening. I thought you understood me. I do understand, but I'm sorry, I was born to rule. Protecting the citizens is my duty. Do as you wish, I no longer concern myself with human affairs. I wish to join the Science Council and work on their Gestalt AI technology. Okay, I wish you all the best. Enough with the niceties. Can't stand all this social etiquette. I did not know whether I made this decision out of everyone's expectations or out of my own free will. But when I think about leaving Kowloon, a voice deep within my heart yells, "Stop!" Because it's home to my comrades. Those that have what I lack. They are more perfect and beautiful than me. So my duty is clear. I must protect them. I must protect the people of Kowloon. Are you alone? Yes. I see, what a pity. Should have run away like that brat. A ruler would never do that. Ah, right, ruler. This country doesn't need 2 rulers. Farewell, freak. He's calling her a freak when he is more of the freak at this point, causing so much violence, blood spilling, and all that stuff. I don't know. Okay, we got this. I think we're almost done. Wow, it's gonna be over so fast. That was so fast. What the heck? Maybe I should have paused and then let them try to attack me. Maybe that would have been a little better. Maybe not. It's fine. We got this. Damn it. Can't believe I lost. Why have you left me alive? Are you trying to embarrass me? Go. I won't condemn you. How laughable. I'm your enemy! The moment we raised our weapons against each other, we are no longer relatives. You're right. You have brought war and destruction to Kowloon. But you are still someone I must protect. What do you mean? Our experiences and ideals may be different, but you are still unique to this world. Your resentment and anger is also one of the countless emotional ties around me. Once you die, these things will be erased. No one will be able to replicate your existence and emotions. Brother, you also can free yourself from family bonds. As you said, the country doesn't need two rulers. The obsession and pain of becoming sovereign will only restrain you. Now you are free to do whatever you choose to do, just like everyone else. Restrain? That all you got? You're meant to become sovereign. How can you stop at a time like this? Why are you wasting your time? They won't help you become sovereign. Chu. Billy, look what I brought for you. This is Jiaogong and Huyu. These bionic creatures are quite rare. I will carry on with this burden and fulfill the sovereign's duties to my very last breath. Yin whispers softly. Chu stands overlooking the entirety of Kowloon. So I guess he never really actually wanted to be sovereign. I guess it was the pressure of everything that happened that made him be like that. We did it. Is that so? Yes, now you can go out and see for yourself. Outside world. A strange word. I don't know how many years have passed since that battle. Yeah, I remember the battle. It was from that point on that you took on the mantle as the KCC Gravekeeper. Such valor. I guess I'll take that as a compliment. Well then, welcome to a new world. Quit being polite, hypocrite. Hypocrite? Perhaps. Who knows? The stagnant river of time begins to flow once more. The first time I left, Kowloon Metropolis and the underground ruins were under construction. It was at this moment that I finally saw how humanity lived in today's era. Damn it. The defensive line can't hold on any longer. What about the support force? Where are they? Radar indicates that most of the squads have evacuated. We've been abandoned. Damn it. Corrupted are coming. All gonna die. Don't give up just yet. Who's there? Suddenly a girl infiltrates the base and interrupts the soldiers. She quickly slashes the corrupted with her glaive, then charges up and throws her weapon at the enemies behind her. The inertia from the impact sends enemies flying back to over 10 meters before they crash into the ground. She lifts her right hand slightly, and a new glaive forms in her hand. It's a construct! No, that can't be. My detector indicates that she's reacting with the punishing virus. Corrupted! No, I'm not your enemy. The corrupted in front of you are higher priority right now. Chu leads the charge outside of the base and begins to fight the corrupted. Chu may be skilled, but fighting the vast number of corrupted while also trying to suppress the punishing virus from spreading to the other soldiers pushes her to her limits. Now that the battle is over, Chu and the remaining soldiers stand in the ruins of the base. Thank you. I guess I couldn't save everyone. You did your best given the number of enemies. Do you need me to escort you back? That won't be necessary. The main army has abandoned us, so going back will only make it worse. I've heard of a place called Oasis nearby. Wanna come along? You show signs of corrupted, but I'm sure we can avoid a fight if you explain yourself clearly. I better not. I think that would only bring harm to both sides. If you say so. Hearing this, the soldier salutes Chu, but the soldier has only taken one step after turning to leave before kneeling. Chu sees several bloody wounds on his back, and even a mechanical corrupted arm hanging off him. Chu rushes over, only to discover that he has already stopped breathing. Leaving the base, Chu sets up 3 plaques on the ground for the soldiers and hangs their helmets on top. Let us in! Not while there are corrupted out there. If we let you in, our city will be done for. Just as several scavengers were outside the city negotiating with the soldiers, corrupted artillery fire devours them in an instant. I beg of you, let my child in. All right, I will. Upon hearing this, the woman in front of Chu relaxes her clenched fists, but the blind woman cannot see that her child is no longer breathing. Separation, betrayal, pain, death. These are the themes of this era that shape the world. The punishing virus has ravaged humanity during the desperate struggle to survive in this post-apocalyptic world. Knowledge claimed there was no purgatory, there was no hell, but now I see it. Hell is right in front of me. Humanity's miserable existence is now on the verge of collapse. They perish amid struggle, suffering, and torture. Sorry. Please forgive my arrogance, but I can't bear to see you continue suffering from reality. Someone must always bear the cross, even if in infamy. That is the sovereign's duty. It is the duty of the sovereign to protect that which is precious to them. Are you sure you want to do this? Yes. Only by sending those sky dwellers down can we end all of humanity's suffering in an instant. They won't have to continue struggling in this tragic era. Everyone can live forever in the virtual world. As you wish. From now on, Huashu, direct all competing power into collecting and backing up the consciousness models for all of mankind. The Tabula Akasha can no longer be confined to just Kowloon. All of mankind should be recorded in history and jointly welcomed to the arrival of a new era. This is so... I feel so... I don't know how I feel about it. There were some things that I was a little bit confused about for Chu, so if someone can clarify, that would be great. So in the, I think up to the beginning origin all the way to Cloud, she was still human at the time, even though she thinks of herself as not human. Assuming that what we learned from chapter 12 is correct, and if my memory is correct, then that would be the case. And then Chaos is like right before chapter 12 happens, right? Am I correct? I think I am, but I would love to hear what you guys think. Either way, it was nice to complete EX03. I think I will end it here. This will be the last one that I will be doing today. The next video will be covering the second interlude, and then we'll be starting chapter 13. So that'll be definitely the start of chapter 13, and I think people said that that was like the start of everything that is going to happen, or at least, was it peak or whatnot that you guys like to say? I mean, I already feel like it's peak, but you know, it's just gonna keep going up, as from what I can understand. But either way, I enjoyed it. I don't think I have much else to say except for the fact that the robots killed me inside, deep inside of my heart. I did not expect to cry over a robot, okay? That... it made me sad to see Pulau also be separated from the robots, and interesting that we get to see how she ended up on the boat and eventually, you know, become who she is now. But also, I don't know, I feel kind of bitter about what happened. And also the whole situation with ARU makes me kind of bitter too. Like, there was just a lot of things that happened, and I'm trying to process everything at the same time. How do I feel about this? Like, I have a lot of mixed emotions about, and thoughts about the last part of EX03, the hidden part of EX03, and then this interlude. It was enjoyable to play through. That's something that I know for sure. But I do want to see how whatever the events that happened in EX03 and Chu's interlude and the hidden section of EX03 will impact what will happen in the main story in the future. But I guess I'll be figuring that out once I do get through chapter 13 and after that, obviously. I feel like out of all the characters, Chu is the most... Like, I have a hard time, I guess, grasping her, what she's like. I felt like I knew her pretty good by the end of chapter 12. And then it was much easier to understand her in EX03. But there was something so... I don't know what it is in her interlude. It was very... Like, I felt like there was something else I should be grasping from it. Maybe it's the hidden stage that I'm missing here, which is probably something that will either tie it in a neat bow or not. But I do hope that there are other interludes for her, or at least more about her in the future chapters. And maybe that will answer a lot of my questions, but I guess we'll see. Do you like Chu? Do you like Villiers? What's your opinion on Yin? Do you happen to like Pulau and the robots? How do you feel about the hidden stuff that happened in EX03? Quite curious about your thoughts. Obviously, try to avoid spoiling stuff, but quite interested in knowing how significant those events will be for the main story, especially the antennas. Obviously, Huashu is setting a lot of things in motion, which makes it even more dangerous than I expected. I mean, I knew things would get worse from here for the characters, not the story quality. The story quality is like getting better and better, obviously. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to figuring out more of the details of the motivations for the Ascendants, especially for Luna. And just everything. Like, and there's just so much. I don't even know like where to begin to process as I play this. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts for today. What do you think of today's progress? I think we went through it pretty well. I kind of hope to complete the second interlude before, so that way I could start chapter 13, but I don't think I have much time for that, so we'll just have to end it here. So let's etch this into our memory and keep it safe, and as always, formally inviting you to the next tea party. The so-called enemy enthusiast fox, who's that? This was Ririna, so until the next one then, bye!